They told you nuts were healthy, but no one warned you that after 60, some of the most popular nuts in your pantry could be silently poisoning your body while you're thinking you're doing the right thing. Behind that crunchy bite lies a disturbing truth. Certain nuts are quietly raising your blood pressure, clouding your memory, inflaming your body, and even damaging your kidneys. Especially dangerous for older adults. And the worst part? Most seniors eat these nuts every single day, believing they're making a healthy choice. I've spent over 30 years helping older men and women reclaim their energy, their focus, and yes, their quality of life. And time again, I've seen one brutal fact. Food can either heal or destroy. Now here's what most people don't know. There are 4 specific nuts that act like medicine. They help boost blood flow, enhance brain function, stabilize blood sugar, and even help you sleep better. But almost no one over 60 eats them regularly. Meanwhile, 4 other nuts, heavily promoted as healthy, are actually causing silent inflammation, interfering with your medications, and increasing your risk of heart problems. This video is your wake-up call. I'm going to expose all 8 nuts, and near the end, I'll reveal the single most dangerous nut of all, linked to memory decline and even liver damage. And yes, there's a good chance you have it at home right now. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss another senior-specific health alert that could change or even save your life. If this message hits home, type yes in the comments. If it doesn't, type no, and let me know what health concern matters most to you. I'm here to help. Now let's dive in, starting with the 4 powerful nuts you should be eating daily. Number 1, Brazil nuts. For adults over 60, this single nut could be the missing piece in restoring energy, mood, and focus. Because within this nut lies one of the most critical and most overlooked minerals for aging bodies: selenium. It activates thyroid hormones, the same ones that control how fast your body burns energy, how warm you feel, how clear your mind is, and how steady your mood remains. Without enough selenium, your thyroid slows down, leading to fatigue, sluggish metabolism, memory lapses, and a general sense of decline. But that's not all. Selenium is also essential for testosterone production. Yes, even in your later years. Low testosterone doesn't just affect sex drive, it affects strength, sleep, mental clarity, and the drive to stay active and alive. On top of that, selenium helps protect your nervous system by preserving the myelin sheath, the insulating layer around your nerves that keeps your reflexes sharp and your coordination intact. When selenium is lacking, the symptoms creep in gradually: cold hands, unexplained weight gain, constant tiredness, brain fog, and slower reaction times. These aren't just random signs of getting older, they are direct consequences of a deficiency most people don't even know they have. Worse yet, selenium isn't something your body produces, and modern diets rarely supply enough of it, especially for seniors. It's an invisible crisis affecting millions, with consequences that go undiagnosed for years. What makes Brazil nuts extraordinary is that they deliver over 130% of your daily selenium needs in just one nut. And because this selenium is naturally bound to organic compounds, it's easier for your body to absorb and use than any synthetic supplement. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts a day can support healthy hormone function, sharpen your thinking, and protect your nerves from age-related decline. It's one of the simplest, most natural routines you can adopt. No pills, no powders, no complicated regimens. Just a small daily habit with a massive long-term impact. But if you think Brazil nuts are impressive, wait until you discover the next nut, because the next one might be even more powerful. Number 2, almonds. This isn't just a snack. Almonds are a dual defender, guarding both your bones and brain, 2 of the most vulnerable systems in the aging process. As bone density drops sharply with age, the risk of fractures skyrockets. A single misstep can lead to weeks in a hospital bed. Almonds help stop this silent collapse. They deliver calcium, yes, But more importantly, they contain magnesium, the mineral that ensures calcium actually reaches your bones instead of hardening your arteries. That rare combination makes almonds a powerful ally in protecting your strength and mobility. Your brain, too, is under siege. Oxidative stress eats away at your mental sharpness day by day. But almonds, especially when eaten with the skin, are packed with flavonoids and vitamin E, two compounds that fight that cellular damage directly. Research even shows they may slow cognitive decline if eaten consistently. And that's not all. Almonds are rich in fiber, helping regulate digestion, an issue half of seniors struggle with daily. Better digestion means better energy, mood, and focus. It's not flashy, but it matters more than people think. The best part? It's simple. Just 15 to 20 raw or dry roasted almonds per day. Unsalted. Chewed thoroughly. No fancy routines, no expensive supplements, just a habit rooted in nature and science. When done daily, it becomes a quiet form of protection, one that strengthens your steps, clears your thinking, and restores your sense of control. But the next nut on our list? It doesn't just help your brain. And some researchers believe it may be the most powerful natural food for memory, sleep, and blood flow. Don't miss what's coming next. Number 3, walnut. It doesn't just look like your brain, it was made for it. Walnuts are loaded with alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that helps rebuild and maintain brain cell membranes. Over time, these membranes become rigid and brittle, making it harder for neurons to talk to each other. That's how memory fades. But ALA keeps those neural pathways flexible, connected, and alive. And it doesn't stop there. Inside each walnut is a powerhouse of polyphenols, antioxidants strong enough to cross the blood-brain barrier and go straight into the battlefield, your brain tissue. There, they fight the one force responsible for most age-related cognitive decline, inflammation. It's not dramatic or loud. It's slow, invisible, but it's deadly. Inflammation is what drives Alzheimer's, dementia, mental fog, and walnuts go straight at the source. In research published by the Journal of Nutrition, older adults who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts per day for 8 weeks showed measurable improvement in mental speed and flexibility. That's not theory, that's real-life function. The difference between remembering a face, following a conversation, or keeping your independence just a little longer. But there's more. Walnuts contain a natural dose of melatonin, the hormone your brain needs to regulate deep, restful sleep. And the older we get, the less melatonin we make. That's why so many seniors struggle with broken sleep and early waking. A handful of walnuts in the evening can help you fall asleep faster and wake up clearer without pills or side effects. So what's the right way to use them? Stick to 7 to 9 walnut halves per day. Keep them cold. The oils spoil fast in heat or light. And whatever you do, don't remove the skin. That slightly bitter layer is packed with antioxidants. It's where much of the real power lives. Walnuts won't perform miracles overnight. But make no mistake, they are quiet defenders of your brain, your focus, and your very identity. Because when the mind starts to fade, everything else follows. And if walnuts are the brain's best friend, then the next nut on this list might surprise you even more. Most people overlook it, but once you know what it does, you'll never skip it again. Number 4, pistachios. Let's start with what's happening inside your arteries. As we age, our blood vessels become stiffer, and our sensitivity to salt goes up, meaning blood pressure can shoot up fast. That's where pistachios come in. They pack about 285 milligrams of potassium per serving. And potassium isn't just another nutrient. It helps relax blood vessel walls, lowering pressure from the inside out, without pills or side effects. But pistachios don't stop at the heart. They're loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 rare carotenoids that settle right into your retinas. There, they act like internal sunglasses, blocking harmful blue light and slowing down the march of macular degeneration, one of the most feared conditions in older age. And for anyone struggling with blood sugar, These little green powerhouses are your secret weapon. With about 3 grams of fiber per ounce and a low glycemic impact, pistachios help slow digestion, reduce post-meal glucose spikes, and stabilize insulin, a quiet but powerful tool for managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. There's even a psychological edge. Pistachios still in the shell force you to slow down, bite by bite. That simple act gives your body time to realize it's full, helping you eat less without even trying. And the empty shells? They serve as a visual signal, a natural way to control portions without calorie counting or food scales. My advice? Aim for about 1 ounce per day, roughly 49 pistachios. Go for unsalted or lightly salted. And if hand strength is an issue, look for the naturally split ones. They're easier to open, easier to enjoy. Pistachios are more than a snack. They're a line of defense for your blood pressure, your eyesight, your sugar balance, and your peace of mind. But here's the twist. While these 4 nuts can quietly rebuild your health, there are others doing the exact opposite. Nuts that look harmless, even healthy, but are silently triggering inflammation, spiking your blood pressure, interfering with your medication, and clouding your brain. You need to know what they are, because the next part of this video is where the truth gets uncomfortable and dangerously real. Keep watching. It could change the way you eat forever. Number 1. Peanuts. You've been told peanuts are healthy, high in protein, affordable, satisfying. But what if I told you that this so-called nut is actually one of the most dangerous daily habits for seniors, and most people don't even realize it? Let's start with the first lie. Peanuts aren't nuts at all. They're legumes, grown underground, not on trees. And that small detail carries massive consequences. Because of how they grow, peanuts are highly vulnerable to mold contamination, especially from a toxin called aflatoxin. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but it can accumulate in your body over time, slowly poisoning your liver, weakening your immune system, and increasing your risk of cancer. But mold isn't the only threat hiding in your peanut jar. Peanuts are infamous for triggering chronic, low-grade inflammation. This kind of inflammation doesn't scream, it whispers. It builds gradually, silently fueling joint pain, mental fog, fatigue, and putting quiet pressure on your heart and blood vessels. Think your arthritis is just old age? Your daily peanut snack might be the accelerant behind the fire. And if you're eating salted peanuts, the danger multiplies. The sodium levels in roasted peanuts can be sky high, and for over 60% of seniors who already battle high blood pressure, this is like pouring salt on a wound, literally. Combine that with hydrogenated oils and added sugars found in many peanut butters, and you're consuming a toxic cocktail disguised as a harmless snack. Even so-called natural peanut butter isn't risk-free. Peanuts are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which throw off your body's balance with omega-3s. That imbalance drives inflammation deeper, sabotages circulation, and messes with brain function. And if you're on medications like blood thinners, peanuts may interfere with vitamin K absorption, making it harder to manage your prescriptions safely, a serious problem for seniors juggling multiple drugs every day. This isn't a call to panic over every peanut you've ever eaten, but if you're over 60 and eating them regularly, it's time to wake up. There are better, safer, smarter options that give you the same satisfying crunch without fueling silent damage. And just when you think you've heard the worst, brace yourself. Keep watching, because this one might be sitting in your pantry right now. Number 2. Cashews. Cashews are not the innocent health food you've been led to believe. Behind that mild flavor lies a dangerous trap for your blood sugar, your kidneys, and even your safety. First, let's talk sugar. Cashews are deceptively high in carbohydrates for a nut, around 9 grams per ounce, and have a much higher glycemic impact than you'd expect. That means they spike blood sugar fast. You may not feel the damage immediately, but over time, those little spikes add up, leading to fatigue, mental fog, and worsening glucose control at your next doctor's visit. But the danger doesn't stop at sugar. Cashews are loaded with oxalates, natural compounds that bind to calcium and block its absorption. For older adults already at risk for osteoporosis and bone loss, this creates a hidden deficiency. Worse, oxalates don't just leave your body, they can accumulate, forming sharp, painful kidney stones. Now here's something almost no one talks about: the choking risk. Cashews, with their smooth, curved shape, are one of the most frequently involved nuts in aspiration incidents. It can become a silent threat the moment it slips the wrong way. And if all that weren't enough, there's one last truth that most people never hear. Raw cashews are toxic. Yes, toxic. They contain urushiol, the same chemical found in poison ivy. That's why every cashew you eat has been heavily processed, steamed, cooked, stripped, just to make it edible. But during that intense processing, much of the nut's original nutrient value is destroyed, so you're left with something that's not only risky, but no longer very nutritious either. And the next nut on this list? It's even more misleading. Keep watching, because the truth only gets darker from here. Number 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamias are often seen as the healthy indulgence. With their rich, buttery texture and subtle sweetness, they're treated like guilt-free gold in high-end health food aisles. But the truth? Just 1 ounce of macadamia nuts, about a small handful, delivers nearly 200 calories and a staggering 22 grams of fat. That's equivalent to a mini meal, without the fullness to go with it. As metabolism naturally slows with age and activity levels drop, this sneaky calorie bomb can fuel steady weight gain without any obvious trigger. But it gets worse. Macadamias aren't just high in fat, they're loaded with saturated fat, nearly 3 grams per ounce, one of the highest among all nuts. For seniors managing LDL cholesterol or high blood pressure, this type of fat can quietly undermine your heart health, reversing the progress you've worked so hard to maintain. Now let's talk about something most people never connect to nuts: your gallbladder. Many older adults already have gallstones forming quietly, with only mild symptoms like bloating or discomfort after eating. But macadamia's ultra-rich fat content can trigger those stones to move, setting off sudden gallbladder attacks. And those can lead straight to the emergency room or the operating table. I've seen it happen more than once, and the patient never saw it coming. There's also your mouth to consider. Macadamia nuts are dense, hard. One wrong bite, and you're facing cracked dental work, pain, and thousands in dental bills. A snack that costs you more than just calories. So here's the hard truth. Macadamias may feel like a treat, but they carry a price. A slow climb in weight, a hit to your heart, a gallbladder on edge, and a potential dental disaster. For many older adults, that's far too steep a cost for a moment of indulgence. But while macadamias can weigh you down, the next nut on our list is even more alarming. Let's expose it before it does more damage. Number 4. Pine nuts. It started with something seemingly simple. A patient complained that water tasted strange, food felt off. Even her morning tea left a metallic aftertaste. She wasn't sick. Her meds hadn't changed. Everything else checked out, until she mentioned the homemade pesto she'd recently fallen in love with, full of pine nuts. That's when it all made sense. She was experiencing pine mouth, a bizarre, bitter taste disturbance that can last for days or even weeks after eating certain types of pine nuts. And while it's not toxic in itself, what comes next can be far more dangerous. Food becomes unappetizing, water tastes foul, and many older adults unconsciously start eating and drinking less. That one strange symptom can lead to unintentional weight loss, dehydration, weakness, and even hospitalization. Pine nuts contain compounds that may interfere with how your liver processes medication, especially drugs for blood pressure, cholesterol, and mood disorders. These are 3 of the most commonly prescribed drug types for seniors. If the liver's ability to metabolize them is altered, the consequences can be serious: reduced effectiveness, unexpected side effects, or worse. And most doctors never even think to ask about pine nuts as the trigger. That's not all. Pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, fats that are healthy only when fresh, but these fats oxidize quickly, especially when pine nuts are stored improperly or sit too long in a pantry. Once oxidized, these fats don't reduce inflammation, they cause it. And for seniors battling arthritis, joint pain, or inflammatory conditions like metabolic syndrome, this is a direct attack on already stressed systems. Even more alarming, pine nuts are a choking hazard hiding in plain sight. Their small, slick shape makes them surprisingly easy to aspirate. One wrong bite can lead to coughing fits, aspiration pneumonia, or worse. What's most dangerous about pine nuts is how invisible they are. They're hidden in sauces, ground into baked goods, or sprinkled over salads. You may be consuming them without even realizing, and wondering why your medication isn't working, why you feel more inflamed, or why your appetite's disappearing. For all these reasons, I strongly urge seniors to avoid pine nuts entirely. There are far safer options that offer flavor and healthy fats without the silent risks. You've just discovered the 4 nuts you should eat every day to protect your health, and the 4 you need to avoid before they silently sabotage it. If this information helped you even a little, share this video with someone you care about. It might be exactly what they need to hear. Comment below which nut you're currently eating, or planning to switch. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next video could be the one that changes your life.